that, I also taught middle school for 32 years. All the neighborhoods here in the Eugene Springfield have a lot more positives than they have negatives. South Eugene is a wonderful community.
Well, hello, everybody. We're back here with Gary Raze. It's Randy Bett here with Best Town Agents and Gary Raze with Remax Integrity. And today we're going to be talking about something specific. It's families with children who are looking for areas for a particular school, whether that's, right from a kindergarten all the way up to high school. So, Gary, can you make some comments on that? Introduce yourself, obviously, because you have a lot of experience with schools, and explain more about those.
Well, thank you, Randy. Actually, yes, I not only have I been in real estate for a bazillion years, but before that, I also taught middle school for 32 years. Teaching hormones, I mean, eighth graders is not all that bad. They do grow up to be people. So there you have it. Love the career, and I've been doing this for 20 years besides. Let's talk about neighborhoods. I'm not going to talk so much about negatives because all the neighborhoods here in the Eugene Springfield area have a lot more positives than they have negatives. But I want to talk to you as if you had a kindergarten to say third grade level of children, and where's the best place? Well, South Eugene is a wonderful community, a very expensive community, I might add, because it's part of the University of Oregon area. I would not recommend the South Eugene area simply because those homes are big, those homes are expensive, and for a young family, that it could be really difficult to try to live in monetarily in that particular area. I would choose a different. I would choose either the River Road area, Santa Clara areas, or the Sheldon areas for young children. Again, you're going to need to. Those names don't mean anything to you if you're from out of the area, but I'm just telling you that for young students, you can always look up where those boundaries are. If you are in the high school level or middle school, high school, luckily we have all basically brand new schools because they were all built before in the 40s and they've all been replaced except for South Eugene, which has not been replaced yet. But saying from third grade on up, you're pretty lucky to be able to pick from the Churchill area, from the South Eugene, or excuse me, the Sheldon area, and the North Eugene area. They all have good schools to choose from. That's important. I want to go further talking about people that don't have children.
Mm.
That's an interesting dichotomy because a lot of those families or a lot of those homeowners are now in the senior division. Their children have left the house and they need to downsize. Okay, if that's the case, your big homes need to be sold. You need to get down to a single level home, and that's kind of an important issue because the quality of life from age 50 to 80 has a lot to do with not having to climb stairs, not having to go out and take care of a big house. So a lot of those people are moving away from the South Eugene area that had the bigger homes, and now they're coming in to buying new homes in the Gillum area. So that has some meaning too. Now, what opportunity does that have for larger families? If if I knew of a home that a person wanted to get rid of to sell because they're downsizing and they have 4 or 5 bedrooms and I have a large family, bingo. Or if I worked from home and needed a spare bedroom. So there's a lot of opportunity for move up buyers as well as move down buyers. So it's not only about schools, it's about the convenience of how you want to live in your neighborhood, so to speak. So
So the one thing we've talked about this in the other videos is it's a tight real estate market in terms of the number of homes for sale. But I know that you offer something outside of what would be considered, I guess, traditional real estate and realtor, is that you have I guess a home buyer program or something that you offer. Could you?
oh yes,
Yeah.
yeah, we the home buyer program is where you tell me what kind of home you need. I mean, we fine-tune the criteria.
Mhm.
I look for the homes that are exactly fits that criteria,
Mhm.
and uh, they probably aren't for sale at that moment because a lot of people don't have the right temperament for putting their house on the market quite yet. And there's lots of reasons not to have it on the market, but they do want to sell.
Mhm.
What I do is I basically purchase a list of certain people that have a certain income,
Mhm.
certain amount of bedrooms, certain amount of this, ages of kids, etc., and knowing that they are probably wanting to move to a different scenario. And then I come to those people and say, hey, I have a buyer that wants your exact type of home. Is there any interest that we can make to satisfy both sides? So that's really how that works.
Mhm.
We fit the home to the exact criteria of a buyer.
Perfect, perfect. So, anyways, to wrap this up, then, by the sounds of it, you could pretty much go into any quadrant in the city and have every school level in that area. Is that correct?
That is accurate. Yes, we have good schools here in the Eugene Springfield area, Lane County area. That's the other thing. We didn't talk about that, but our Lane County is Eugene Springfield, which is two big cities. But around those areas, we have small little 2,000 population communities like Pleasant Hill and Crow and Benita, Elmira,
Mhm.
Cottage Grove, Junction City. All of those little farming areas or local small areas are wonderful because they're small school districts as well. I
Mhm.
started off teaching in 1970 in a little town called Coburg.
Mhm.
Best scenario I could have ever imagined. What a wonderful community. Kids would be assigned homework and it would actually come back completed. So at any rate, small communities are really a wonderful thing for children. So if that's something of interest, that's a good avenue to try to research.
Okay, that's good to know because a lot of people might be saying, you know what, I want a smaller area, but if I have children, is there a school? So, you know what, it's good news that the schools are there and overall, a good school system all the way through Lane County.
Well, and we've run into problems in the past as all school districts. Funding is always an issue.
Mhm.
In the 32 years that I taught school, it was never a good year to ask for a raise. Just tells you they were always on the borderline of needing funds. But the point being, this we also ended up with high numbers in a classroom. It
Mm.
used to be the average when I first started, the average classroom was 24, 25 students. Well, that's unreasonable in today's world. We're at 35 per classroom. But in the small school districts, you have an opportunity to have smaller class loads. If children are part of your decision making situation, I would certainly investigate the small communities around the Eugene Springfield area.
That's a good point. I never even thought about that as far as the classroom size there. So, yeah,
That's important.
yeah, yeah, that is really important. So, anyway, so if you're moving in or around or to Eugene, just get a hold of Gary Raze. He can steer you that way. And because he has the background as a school teacher as well, that's a big, big plus. So, anyways, how do folks get a hold of you then, Gary? What's the best way to reach out to you?
Well, they can simply, I'll give you my phone, my cell number. That's always on
Mhm.
541 554 5825. And of course, they can always just send me an email, which is garyraze@remax.net.
Sounds super, Gary. Well, thanks a lot for the insight on the schools and what's available all across Lane County and Eugene. So, anyways, until next time, folks, reach out to Gary and we'll see you soon.
Take care.
Thanks a lot.